It looks like a curtain's been dropped. You know, heavy rain and visibility changes, of course.
This January, when Linwood was pelted with snow, many passengers on their way to work were almost stranded due to another convergence zone episode.
Getting into Seattle, it was a whole different day. It was chilly, it was cold, but they didn't have the snow that we had. That same morning, I got stuck here in the transit center twice.
Convergence zones, rain shadows, record precipitation, all within a short distance of each other. Why do they happen here and not in other parts of the country?
Well, here in Washington, we can say we're not in Kansas.
Ted Beener, warning coordination meteorologist for the National Weather Service in Seattle, says Western Washington's diverse terrain triggers remarkable pockets of weather unlike anywhere else in the country.
We see that all the time with winds. We see that all the time when it snows, because sometimes it'll snow in one location and not another. A lot of our valleys and mountains and the Puget Sound area and the coast and Strait of Juan de Fuca, all of these geographic, physical elements play a key role in how our weather behaves around this region.
What's really striking are the radical differences you'll find in precipitation between cities that are only a few miles away from each other. In much of North America, weather varies gradually from one location to the next. Nowhere will you find precipitation contrasts greater than the Pacific Northwest. According to the National Weather Service, Seattle averages 38 inches of precipitation per year. But drive east for an hour to Snoqualmie Falls, and you get a whopping 61 inches. To the south and west, Olympia gets 51 inches, Shelton, 66, and Aberdeen, 84 inches. But Longview, only 46. North of Seattle, in the heart of the convergence zone, Arlington gets 46 inches of precipitation, but only 25 miles up Interstate 5, Mount Vernon gets only 32, and Anacortes, 26.
It's very diverse as a result of all of the terrain that we have in this region. The heavy rain event that we had in early December of '07, very strong southerly flow aloft in the low levels. In the Willapa Hills, it was almost like a sponge or a washcloth just being wrung out of all the moisture right there. And all you had to do is go a little further east into the Chehalis Centralia area, and they got maybe 30% of what they had in the Willapa Hills.
I think I got 2, possibly 3 houses that are going into the creek.
It was just a dramatic difference, all because of that strong flow right up and over the top of the terrain there that really pulled that moisture out of the atmosphere.
While we know our terrain can create some highly unusual weather patterns, where do you think Seattle ranks nationally when it comes to rain and gloom? We have a reputation of being one of the darkest, wettest metropolitan areas in the country. Is it true? Take the KIRO 7 Eyewitness News weather test with me next.
For more details on how our terrain affects weather and how to find out exactly how much precipitation you get where you live, go to our website at KIROTV.com.
While most of the country is blanketed with hot and humid summers, the Pacific Northwest enjoys a charmed existence with arguably the most comfortable summers you'll find anywhere in the country. With higher pressure offshore, cool air from the ocean is pushed inland. The Cascade Mountains serve as a barricade, blocking some of the cooler air from moving east and ensuring that summertime temperatures remain moderate, rarely exceeding 90 degrees. Think of it as nature's air conditioner. The Pacific Northwest enjoys some of the driest summers in the country, but here in Seattle, we still have a national reputation for being one of the wettest cities in the U.S. Is it myth or reality? You may be surprised to learn, when it comes to annual precipitation, Seattle isn't even near the top 10.
What are you going to have? 2 East Coasts are going on. Kira, mortadella is like a fancy Italian bologna.
It's lunchtime at Mike's East Coast Sandwiches in Belltown.
He's waiting on the tuna Swiss.
It's on the grill right now.
Owner Mike Petroni moved here from Boston 18 years ago to start a deli.
Reuben's going on. That's that girl's special.
Before making the trek across country, his friends warned him of Seattle's supposed torrential rain. He was told it was rain that rivaled biblical plagues.
They think it rains here every day, all day. That's all everyone told me before I was driving out here. They said, don't go to Seattle, it rains every day.
Mike Petroni's friends in Boston may be shocked to learn that they actually get 5 more inches of rain than we do. So where does Seattle rank in the top 100 metropolitan areas?
I don't know, we're in the top 10.
Actually, we're not even close. According to the National Weather Service, Mobile, Alabama is the wettest metro area in the country with more than 65 inches of rain per year, followed by Pensacola and West Palm Beach, Florida, New Orleans, Miami, Baton Rouge, Jackson, Mississippi, Birmingham, Alabama, and Fort Myers and Sarasota, Florida. Continue looking around the country and you'll find some real shockers. Cities that aren't normally associated with high rainfall. Houston is the 14th wettest big city with 51 inches. Atlanta ranks 20th in the country with 49 inches. New York City gets 46 inches. That places them number 28. And Boston is the 37th rainiest major city with 37 inches. With 38 inches of annual rainfall, Seattle ranks only 54th in the country for wettest metropolitan area.
All right, say I didn't know that.
The national average for rainfall is 34.5 inches. We're only around 3.5 inches above the national average. Sound surprising?
It does. I thought it rained a lot more in Seattle.
But wait, here's the bad news. While Seattle's rainfall is moderate compared to its reputation, when it comes to gloom,
Oh, we're got to be number 1, number 2, right up there.
pretty close. The 5 cloudiest communities in the country based on number of cloudy days per year are Astoria, Oregon, Quileute, Washington, Olympia, Seattle, and Portland. But at 227 cloudy days per year, Seattle tops the charts for cloudiest metro area in the country.
Some days my eyes don't open up till 1 o'clock in the afternoon because of this gray.
These gray skyscapes and the soft velvety pitter-patter of rain, they have become mascots of sorts for the Emerald City.
The sweet spot where you want is almost right there. The low
But
is
Professor
right
Cliff Mass of the University of Washington's Atmospheric Science Department says there's another northwest weather trend that often goes unnoticed.
We have some of the most extreme weather of the entire country right here.
Arguably the most memorable and visual storm in Washington's history came in November 1940. Gale-force winds toppled the Tacoma Narrows suspension bridge. It crashed into Puget Sound and was mockingly renamed Galloping Gertie.
A slashing, smashing wind tore down the channel and transposed the roadbed and its supporting cables into a swaying horror of tortured, crashing destruction.
Another noteworthy windstorm, Columbus Day, October 12, 1962. It was the strongest mid-latitude cyclone that has ever struck the continental United States.
That storm brought winds of 150 to 200 miles per hour to the coast and over 100 miles per hour here in the Puget Sound lowlands. If that storm occurred today, we would have had damage of tens of billions of dollars. So we can get very, very, very big storms.
Thanksgiving Day, 1983, ushered in the next big one. Winds gusting up to 70 miles an hour lashed the Seattle area, whipping up waves near Alki, knocking out power for thousands. The Evergreen Point floating bridge creaked and swayed like a sinking ship.
I'd hurry and get out of here because you can see the whole superstructure moving back and forth, and if it picks up enough rhythm, it's going to go.
November 1985, an Arctic blast turned Seattle into a giant slip and slide for motorists. It was the worst snowstorm to hit the Puget Sound region in 40 years. 7 inches of snow fell at SeaTac, as much as 15 inches in Federal Way.
There it goes.
November 1990, the old I-90 floating bridge broke apart and sank into Lake Washington as furious winds and driving rain pounded it into submission. Meantime, up north, dikes holding back the Snohomish River collapsed after unrelenting rain, sending water rushing over the Snohomish River Valley. Inauguration Day, January 1993. A ferocious storm whacked the Puget Sound region, knocking down trees, blocking streets and blowing out power from many, including workers at the state capitol. For one woman, the storm was almost deadly. A huge tree crashed into her home.
The branches hit me and then I heard a big crash. It scared me. I was like, I don't know, I couldn't believe it. I went back inside and I saw that there was a tree in my bedroom.
One of the strongest events in recent years was the record-breaking rainfall in 2006. The greater Seattle area received 16 inches of rain in November, the most we've endured in 1 month. It triggered significant flooding and landslides in the surrounding area.
The other problem we have today, we have heavy snow going on in the mountains right now.
Ted Beener of the National Weather Service recalls the flurry of media calls he received at the end of the month.
In November of '06, we had 714 media interviews during that month. And if you recall, we had the floods at the beginning of the month, a pair of windstorms in the middle of the month, a lowland snow event at the end of the month, and then we were chasing the all-time Seattle precipitation record for a month.
The most significant weather hazard this winter season has been the heavy snowfall in the Cascades. Numerous road closures on Interstate 90 at Snoqualmie Pass have irritated drivers, but the real danger has been the threat of avalanches.
This year has been unprecedented for avalanche fatalities in the Northwest. We've had 9 avalanche fatalities so far this year, and we're halfway through the season.
Garth Ferber, avalanche meteorologist for the National Weather Service, says the Northwest normally gets only 2 to 3 avalanche fatalities per year.
The trend certainly has been for more avalanche fatalities in the past decade or two. It's tough to say exactly why we've had so many fatalities. My personal opinion is that perhaps a lot of early season enthusiasm collided with some really bad layering and some really bad storms in December.
To mitigate avalanche danger, the Department of Transportation has been detonating explosive charges on steep slopes to shake loose layers of snow so they can slide safely to the highway when no one is endangered.
There are actually 2 types of avalanches. There are what are called loose snow avalanches, and there are slab avalanches. Slab avalanches are the much more dangerous type of avalanche. It's where a layer of snow releases all at once over an area. Slab avalanches are the type of avalanche that kills the most people. The most basic cause of an avalanche is gravity pulling snow down a slope. And if the snow structure is such that it's strong enough to resist gravity, the snow all stays in place. If not, a trigger, such as a person on skis or a snowmobile, can trigger this layer of snow to come down.
Garth Ferber says there are more people going into the backcountry than ever before, and that in itself increases the risk of avalanche accidents. Ferber's advice: stay out of the mountains during a storm.
Waiting for a day or 2 after storms, avoiding avalanche terrain will keep most people out of difficulties.
While our climate is certainly capable of producing dangerous, even life-threatening situations, it is our benign, gentle weather that remains the norm. Puffy clouds, dark skies, serious gloom. We take them for granted, even complain about them. But these mystical illuminations have sparked several curious trends that are part of the Pacific Northwest's heritage. You may call them deeply hidden secrets of our weather. That's our story, next.
For a complete list of the 100 wettest metropolitan areas in the country, go to KairoTV.com.
In 1947, a pilot named Kenneth Arnold was flying around Mount Rainier, searching for a marine transport plane that had previously crashed in the area. Arnold never found the missing plane, but he did see something quite strange that gave birth to a worldwide phenomenon. Arnold said he saw 9 unusual objects flying in a chain near Mount Rainier. He described the objects as extremely bright and flying at a tremendous speed. Arnold's story was widely carried by the Associated Press and other news outlets.
Well, that's when the UFO craze actually started.